Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, thanks for joining me. I'm Katie and it's Himi horoscope time. So just in case you were wondering what Himi horoscope is all about, basically every month I will paint one of the star signs, and this month is Gemini, and I use the Himi gouache, and Himi horoscope just seems kind of catchy. And also, before I fully get talking about what you're seeing in front of you, I just want to say thank you so much for the lovely birthday messages I received on the last video. I've had a beautiful week off, just relaxing because we're still in lockdown, and getting in the garden and going for nice walks with my husband and my dog. So I had a lovely lockdown birthday, but it's actually really good to get back on the art again, and I've missed you guys. I haven't really looked on my account for a couple of days either, so I will be getting round to any of you who have commented and you're wondering where am I just didn't look on. I'm taking a day off. Well, I took a week off actually, but you know what I mean. Anyway, my lovelies, let's talk about the picture. So yes, it's Gemini, and as I'm sure you've gathered, I am a Gemini, so maybe I'm a little biased on this one, I'm not sure, but Gemini represents the twins, so at least I didn't have to turn these into anything else. And I thought I would have a bit of a contrast going on. So one half of the painting is a dark colour, I used the darker blue, and then the circle in the centre I switched them over so they'd be contrasting, so the dark blue would be against the light blue, and then to contrast the colour I sort of went for a corally pink for both dragons, but one is a more saturated version than the other. And of course we are at the base coat for everything now, so we're at the ugly stage of the painting, and I must admit I found this really hard. I also had a slight catastrophe with the paints. It's been quite warm over here in the UK at the moment, and I might have forgotten to cover up my paints. This wasn't painted all in one go. I'm sure you'll notice my sleeves change, or I actually wear some coming up. But yes, I left them uncovered, and they are a water-based paint, and they dried up, didn't they? Oops. Luckily, I did manage to bring them back to life, and I added some clean water to each well and just mashed the paint around until I got it to the consistency it was before it dried. And it was really good to do this as well. It helped me sort of make stock of what paints I've got left, because actually some of them colours are running low now, especially the blues and the whites, and it was nice to sort of check in and see how much paint I've got, because this has got to last me all year. I probably am going to have to get another one, mind you, but it was good to be able to do that. Now the dragons on here, I've done them intertwined, and I want them to mirror each other because they are the twins. However, they are quite unique from each other as well. So one of them is darker than the other and has feathered angel-like wings and a little bit more of a fluffy exterior, whereas the other one, and the paler one, has bat-type wings. I thought it would be a really nice way to mirror and keep it different at the same time, and obviously make sure that these dragons looked quite unique compared to each other. And I have been known to do dragons with bat-like wings and with feathered wings as well, so it was quite nice to incorporate the two. Although saying that though, I've done dragons without any wings at all, so I'm not really sure. Maybe if there was a triplets star sign, I'd include one of them as well, but as it happens we just have the two dragons to work with. I used the scale details to add a little bit of depth to these two dragons, and with the feather-winged dragon I obviously used richer redder tones with orange hues for the reflective and a few white speckles here and there for the really shiny scales. I also used some of these colours for the feathers on the wings as well to get some of those details in there, but I wanted the wing itself to stand out from the light coloured background, so added some darker tones in there with the detailing. For the lighter bat-winged dragon, I used the colour that I used for the other dragon to add the details. So obviously that was already a darker tone, and I thought that would be perfect to add some of them tonal variations in there and details. I also went in there with other colours that I'd mixed up, but it just seemed perfect to do that, and you've got a really nice contrast between the two. It was really nice to get the gouache out again, even though I had to spend like a good couple of hours bringing them all back to life, and I've definitely made sure that they've sealed now, and that's not going to happen again. It probably might though, but it was really nice to start using it again, and I do actually want to do some more stuff with them outside of the horoscopes, but obviously I've got to make sure I've got enough for this project. But it was just really nice to get painting again, and especially after Mermaid as well, it was like a tonic to do something else. So now it's time to start using that beautiful rigger brush to get those details and that line work in, and I must admit that's one of my favourite parts, because sometimes, especially when a painting takes a while and you're not getting that line work in there, obviously if the painting requires line work, your picture can start to lose its way a little bit, or you start to lose your way with the picture, and you think, you know, am I putting too many details in and losing track where I'm putting details? And yeah, it was just great to start adding that line work in there and start giving these two dragons a little bit more form and shape. Now, one thing I did notice with this paint, and I think it was a combination of things, and it's something, if you're using this yourselves, you might need to take into account. I tend to use gouache quite thickly. I layer it on quite thick. I like the opacity of it, and I don't want to use it like I would with a watercolour necessarily. And yeah, I just slap it down. I like it to look flat. And on the left hand side of the picture, in the background where it's lighter, I originally started off with it darker and then changed my mind. And I think because I layered it up so much, I did notice ever so slightly, and only very, very closely up, the paint had started to crack. And I was thinking, oh, this is a disaster now. This painting is going to be ruined. I've got so far with it and now I'm going to have to start it again. Luckily, I didn't worry about it too much, and I did need to refine that area a little bit more. I did find using just a clean paintbrush with clean water on it, I could smooth it around a little bit and it did get rid of the cracks, but I guess I found the limit as to how many layers I can work on, especially on a larger area. I think perhaps on smaller areas and with details it's not too much of a problem, but bear that in mind if you're going to use this paint. I also use quite a thick watercolour paper for this. I use the Hannamule, I think it's 425 GSM, so that's pretty thick, and it's not as if it was paper that was bending easily and I'd got it all taped down. And yeah, it's just something to bear in mind. And also, if you've taped it down and you've added a lot of thick layers to it, be very careful removing the masking tape. I do recommend heating the tape up without going over the paint, just to prevent any further cracking. Anyway, that is my tip of the day. So it's just time to add the details to the eyes and add my signature to it. I don't know why, but I usually end up leaving the eyes until very later on in a painting. Does anyone else do that, or is that just me? I don't know. But anyway, I really enjoyed doing this one. As challenging as it was with the paint misbehaving, whether it was in the wells or on the actual painting, I got there in the end with it. I just want to say a massive thank you for watching, and again, thank you everyone who wished me a happy birthday. That really does mean a lot to me, and it's great to be back because I missed you guys too. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe if you've enjoyed this, and check out the playlist with all the other ones on there. And if you have enjoyed it, why not give me a good old thumbs up? Anyway, thank you again for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye!